Living with the Eliathin, a journey of secrets and discovery. Living with the knowledge of the Eliathin isn't easy. It's like carrying a secret so vast, so incomprehensible, that it reshapes everything you thought you knew about life, about yourself, about humanity. The Eliathin have been with me for as long as I can remember. Ultra-terrestrial beings, guides, teachers, something more. Their presence is as familiar to me as my own heartbeat. But here's the thing. No one else knew for the longest time. No one else could know until I knew the time was right. I tried to share it before, once or twice. But how do you explain to someone that you've been in contact with beings who exist beyond our understanding of reality, that they've shown you truths about the universe that make everything else feel small? People either laughed it off or looked at you like you've lost your mind. So I stopped trying. The silence, though, it comes at a cost. It's isolating. It's like living in two worlds at once, the one everyone else sees and the one the Eliathin have shown me. And the gap between those worlds, it just kept growing. There were days I doubted everything. Were the Eliathin real? Or were they just something my mind created when I was a lonely kid? I asked myself that question 1,000 times, and every time they answered me. Gently, patiently. But still, the doubt lingered, though less and less. And then there was the fear. The Eliathin have shown me things, realities beyond our own, where the rules of physics and time don't apply. They've spoken of beings older and more powerful than we can imagine. Some are benevolent like them, but others are not. Knowing that these entities exist, it's awe-inspiring. But it was also terrifying. It made me feel small, like a single grain of sand on an infinite beach. But the hardest part, it was the loneliness. Knowing something so few can understand or even believe is isolating. I longed for someone to share this with, someone who could see me for who I really am. But every time I tried, they'd listen, they'd nod, and then they'd ask if I'd ever considered therapy. I don't blame them. It's a lot to ask someone to believe in something so far outside their experience. But the Eliathin's teachings, they weren't just a burden. They're also a gift. They've shown me the interconnectedness of all things, the infinite potential of the human spirit. They've taught me to see the patterns, the threads that weave the fabric of reality. But they've also shown me how fragile it all is, how blind humanity can be to its own self-destruction. They've spoken of choices, crossroads, paths that lead to either enlightenment or annihilation. And they've made it clear. The choice is ours. There were early on moments when I resented them, when I wished I could just set this all down and live a normal life. But there were more moments of clarity, moments when I saw the beauty, the wonder of it all. And in those moments I felt honored. Honored to be part of something so much greater than myself. A few years ago, as I sat alone staring up at the sky, I felt them. The Eliathin, their presence, their voices. They told me something I hadn't thought of in a long time. They said, "You are not alone, you are never alone." And for the first time, I really believed them.